Hello everyone, welcome back to Hakuoki with anriqiu gameplay. Okay, whatever, let's go. The heat wave ended up lasting several days on one such day. It may be better to make them look warm. It's still quite hot today, you know. Wait, Suma. This young man is Kazu Suma. He joined the Shinsengumi just before summer began. He's very serious and respectful. Coincidentally, he had met the Shinsengumi around the time I first arrived in Kyoto, and he crossed paths with them during one of their rounds. Shortly after, Kondo had crossed paths with Soma when he visited Choshu with the envoy, and Kondo invited Soma to join the Shinsengumi. Now he currently works as Kondo's page. I really respect how much effort he puts into his work. He keeps spirits high. Who is this Risaburo? But if you do that, then the tea's flavor will become lighter. This energetic lad is Risaburo Nomura. He joined the Shinsengumi around the same time as Soma, and because of their closeness in age, Nomura became Kondo's page in training. For him, he was a huge fan of the Shinsengumi, and he joined them because of it. That left me to make sure that I teach them about all of the duties and responsibilities that go into becoming a page, which was harder than I thought. The tea doesn't have to be room temperature, just a little cooler to offset the hot weather. So first, prepare some warm water rather than boiling hot, then try brewing it. That way it doesn't dilute the tea's flavor. Thanks. Well, as for the tea, I brought some and take it to them, so you too. They're so cute.
よーし、お前らは今から俺と剣術稽古だ。どうした？やりたくないの？
はい、お願いします。いやー、俺はちょっと。
Nomura doesn't want to.
おいおい、新人が遠慮なんかするなよ。そんじゃあ、ちょっくら二人を借りていくぜ。
Okay, please take care of them. Soma gulped deeply and he looked nervous. Nomura, on the other hand, looked ready to cry as Nagakura dragged both of them off to training. I wish the two of them the best of luck. Here is some parched barley tea, Kondo. Supposedly, it lowers the body's temperature. Thank you. He was deep in thought, arms crossed and stern. Things were bad since Lord Imochi's death. Kondo especially was having a difficult time. Perhaps it was best if I simply left him alone. I turned and had already begun to walk away when he spoke. Did he know about Okita's illness? What did he say? He's going to die. He's dying slowly. Her? Mitsu. Oh, Okita has an older sister? Mitsu, okay. I see. Okita seems to have been through a lot.
日の本博士といえどあんたぐらいだと思うぜ。
Oh, Hijikata.
お、トシ、どうしたんだ。一緒に麦湯でも飲むか。
いや、麦湯は別にいらねえが、三条大橋に建てられてる生殺のことをした。
ああ、知っている。長州の罪状を記した札のことだ。
あの生殺を引き抜いて鴨川に捨てたバカがいるらしい。
無論その話は。だがその生殺は後日立て直されたんだな。
そいつがまた引き抜かれちまったそうだ。そろそろ俺たちに声がかかるんじゃない。
以前札が引き抜かれた。であれば三男君の羅刹体を使ったらどうだ。
羅刹体。
引っかかることもある。
あいつらは確かによく働いてくれるが、やりすぎなんだよ。どんな役目につけても関わったものを全て皆殺しにしてきちまう。しかもそれだけじゃ飽き足らねえ。元の形をとどめねえくらい死体をバラバラに切り刻んで
Yo,
るし、
what? That is insane.
仕業が気づかれねえようにする。
ありゃ。
やりすぎだ。新選組は人殺し集団じゃねえ。死体で遊ぶのはやめろと。
Play with their corpses? Okay. That's very normal. I felt a shiver snake down my spine as he spoke, but even after a year, I remember with terrifying clarity what I seen when I first arrived in Kyoto. The Furies. They behave as if possessed by evil spirits, their swords mercilessly hacking away at dead men. It hadn't been hatred or fear that drove them, but some sort of twisted amusement. Sadistic, intense. I didn't think I ever forget the half-mad smiles each had worn.
いくつか手を考えてみるか。
そうだ。細かいことは都市に任せる。ところで、この間聞いたところに、将軍後見職の
あの人、家康公の再来なんて言われてるそうだ。確か
Before long, they started to discuss politics. I didn't understand. I politely excused myself. Okay. I thought back on what Hijikata had said. It was true. Sanan had been acting strange, and the Fury Corps had been getting more and more violent. There was a lot on my mind, but what worried me the most... Wait, who was San again? Wait, is San the girl that we rescued? The notice board? I would say the Furies lah. The notice board. Why would I worry about the notice board? About people ripping the upper top off. Just as Hijikata had predicted, the Shinsengumi received an official request to guard in the notice board. Whoa, I'm glitching. The notice board at the Sanjo Ohashi Bridge. As it turned out, the vandals were 8 men from the Tosa domain. Harada and his division were well prepared and captured them when they attacked at the Kamo River. Harada was given a reward by the Aizu for his service, and he took the rest of the captains to Shimabara to celebrate. I had remained at the temple to eat my dinner alone, but my heart felt like a lead weight in my chest, and it chased away any appetite I might have had. What's going to happen to the Shinsengumi and the Fury Corps? Almost as if on cue, the door slipped open and Sanan stepped through. Oh, hello Sanan, can I help you? Yes, I'm not that great with drinking parties, so... Sanan nodded in understanding, and his eyes beamed with color as he gazed at me. The cold full moon was visible, and maybe it was because of the night time, but Sanan's eyes possessed a tint of danger. Sanan? What do you mean?
私が左腕を負傷し、薬を飲むことになった。すべてはこの薬をさらに完璧なものへと改良せしめるためだ。
Silence were slithered creepily, and I couldn't bring myself to stop staring at the floor to hide from his line of sight. His expression was so unfamiliar, nefarious, almost as if he was being possessed by something.
私の言葉を肯定してくれないのですか。あの素晴らしい薬をこの新選組に持ち込んだ行動さんの娘の君が。
It was obvious that Sana was not acting as his usual self.
なぜ何も言わないのです。もしや君も松本先生と同じように薬の実験をやめさせようなどと思っているのではないでしょう。
I just remembered I have some chores that need doing, so I'll be. Just as I was on my way out, he roughly grabbed onto my wrist and yanked me. I pulled against his wrist, but he was far too strong for me to overcome. Please stop. The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I screamed.
女の子の手首を掴んで何してるんですか、三男さん。
I thought they were all at the party.
彼女怖がってるみたいですよ。
意見を求めていただけですよ。少々熱が入りすぎました。
On the other side of his glasses, Sana's eyes returned to normal. Oh, the glint of madness was gone. While I felt relieved, Sana had walked off as the others were walking in. As I watched him walk off, I looked back at Okita and the man. It's good to see you back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. I was expecting you guys to come way later.
佐野さんと新八さんは朝まで帰ってこねえと思うぜ。さすがに俺は体力が持たなさそうなんで途中で抜けてきたけどさ。
It's only the three of you then. He's so cute. What's the matter?
土方さんは住谷にいた君菊って芸妓さんに気に入られたみたいだぜ。
Ooh, Hijikata caught the eye of a lady at Sumi. Okay.
宴会の最中ずっと隣にくっつかれてたからな。
Kimigiku.
すっげえ綺麗な人だったぜ。
そんなに綺麗だったっ
綺麗だったって。つうかあんな高そうな人呼んじまった佐野さんの懐が心配だよ。
け。そう、僕女の人の良し悪しってよくわからないな。
One of Kyoto's Keiji, huh? She was probably just as beautiful as Heisuke said. They must have had apa benda aku cakap ni? They must have made a beautiful couple. Okay. I gazed down at myself, small, plain, and dressed like a boy. Suddenly, I felt very sad.
どうかしたのか。暗い顔をしている。
Okay, he noticed her sudden change of expression. Oh, no, it's nothing.
疲れている。そろそろ我々は出た方が良さそう。それで、ユキ。
I will, thank you. Saito must have been looking out for me. As Heisuke began to leave my room, something brought him to an abrupt halt and he turned to me.
三男さんの様子が近頃ますますおかしくなった。
The two were silent, restrained by mixed emotions. Eventually, they both left the room. Even the captains who were with the Shinsengumi since Edo were beginning to grow suspicious of Sanan. I wonder what's going to happen from now on. Babe, can Sanan be the villain? Tapi, isn't he like one of the options that we can get with? After that, the rest of the warriors who'd gone to Shimabara returned, and they told me in great detail about the Sanjo notice board incident. But out of everything I heard, there was one thing in particular that caught my attention. They told me that when Harada and his men had been attacked at Sanjo Ohashi, one of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi. I sided with the vandals from the Tosa domain, I haven't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the Shinsenkumi's way. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? This news only fed the anxiety that had been slowly building within me. Wait, another year. Happy New Year's. December, I was sweeping a section of tadi kata January. Suddenly, we're still in December. I was sweeping a section of the compounds despite being nearly frozen to the bone. Well, that should do it. I wanted to help out as much as I could, but since they still refused to let me out without any escort, there wasn't a great deal I could do. Still, I helped clean our room and that felt good. Hopefully, they like it too.
境内を掃除してくれていたのか。助かるな。
Oh, hello, Kondo. It's really gotten cold lately, hasn't it?
今日に来てから随分経つが、この寒さにはどうもなれんな。
He rubbed his hands together and blew on them in a mostly vain attempt to warm them up. I've picked up a bunch of dead leaves, so I was thinking about roasting potatoes later. Would you like some? They'll warm you up. They'll warm you up. Kondo gave me a little how do I say that? Wry smile. Very common. I flushed with embarrassment. Kondo was a busy man, as management of the Shinseikumi was not easy. A man like that didn't have time for roasting potatoes. You've been really busy lately. I hope you're taking care of yourself.
忙しいってことは、それだけ新選組が頼りにされてるってことか。
True. In the last several weeks, Kondo and Ichigata had left the temple often to go meet with important shogunate officials. They scarcely had time to breathe, let alone relax. At the moment, almost as if my thoughts had summoned him, Ichigata appeared.
近藤さん。
おお、トシ、どこに行ってたんだ。探したぞ。次の将軍がだな。家持将軍の後見人だった一橋慶喜公に決まった。
やっぱりあの人に決まった。他にやる人なんざいねえんだから。もったいぶらずにさっさと引き受けりゃいい。
もし将軍公になられた方に向かってその言い方はないだろう。あの方は東照神君家康公の再来と呼ばれるほど英明な方なんだ。
まあいい。将軍が誰になろうが、俺たちはその将軍の下で戦うだけだ。
そうだな。俺たちが頑張れば、それだけ将軍公も徳川幕府も安泰ってわけだ。
Only 20 days after Lord Yoshinobu had been officially inaugurated as the new shogun, the emperor suddenly passed away. It was especially hard on the emperor's younger sister, Kazunomiya, who had been married to Lord Imochi and was intended to be a symbol of imperial unification, but everyone on both sides was shocked by his death. He was succeeded by the imperial prince, a young boy of only 15 years. In the turmoil, the activities of the Joshu domain went uninvestigated. The entire country of Japan found itself thrust into rapid motion. 15 years? How can he make decisions if he's only 15 years old? Wait, is that Hisuki? Or is that Shinpachi? Oh hey, look, Okita, cherry blossoms have bloomed. They are magnificent, look. The seasons changed and spring came. Kyoto was filled with the cherry blossoms, and the whole city took on a festive atmosphere. Surrounded by a gentle cheer of spring, my footsteps felt somehow lighter.
このところ暖かくなってきたし、今日はいい天気だし、浮かれる気持ちもわからなくはないけど、一緒に歩いてる僕たちのことも少しは考えてほしいな。
I gasped and I turned around to look at my surroundings. The townsmen were looking at me dubiously as I expressed my excitement over the weather. Okay, I'll be careful. Maybe I was spacing out because things had quieted down a bit and let my guard down. Hey, Yokita.
何
In that narrow alleyway over there, there seems to be a few Ronin that saw us and snuck away.
いちいち気にしてもしょうがないでしょ
Small potatoes. There are small potatoes. Really?
もし本当に尊重派な老子だったらもっと堂々としているはずだよ僕らの姿を見て慌てて逃げるような連中は
I see.
まあ僕たちに絡んでくるほど度胸がある老子なんて今の今日にはいないと思うけど
The Shinsengumi's gotten pretty famous around Kyoto, hasn't it? That uniform stands out a lot too.
まあ目立って困ることもあるけどね
Infamous. When the men wore their uniforms, people seemed to notice them at first glance, which at first probably seemed like a good thing, but their uniform had become a symbol, but there was some argument among the Shinsengumi about if they should adopt a new one. Some people, such as Ito, felt that the uniform should be changed because it wasn't fashionable. Is Ito back from the imperial territories yet?
そうみたいだね別に帰ってこなくてもよかったんだけど
Don't be like that. He went to go recruit some of his friends and acquaintances, right?
まあそういうことになってるけど実際どこまで行ってきたんだろう
I didn't hear the details, but I heard he went to more places than he originally planned. If he put in all that effort, then he must really care about the Shinsengumi, right?
君はそう思ってるんだ
No, honestly, I don't think so. But am I wrong?
違わないけどね
He said it in a suggestive way.
近藤さん優しいからな
He should just kill Ito.
早く切っちゃえばいい
You really shouldn't, Okita. How could we joke about killing one of your companions? He scoffed and fell silent. Ever since he had first arrived, Okita and the rest had never seemed to like Ito much, but when he said eat aloud in public, it still surprised me. I glanced around to make sure no one had been paying attention. Oh, this is Sen? Then in the crowd of faces I've seen before, I stopped walking. No, this is Kaoru. Okay, my bad. The face that looked back could easily have been mine. There was no way I could have ever mistaken that face. But no sooner than when I spotted her had she disappeared, melting into the crowd. Kaoru!
ちょっとど
He made a grab for my arm, but I already moved out of his reach. I might get in trouble for it, but if I didn't go quickly, I'd lose her. Sorry, Okita, there's something I have to do. I caught a glimpse of his confused face as I ducked into the crowd.
勝手な行動は慎めっていつも言ってると思うんだけど面倒を見させられるこっちの身にもなってほしいな
He nagged. I ran through the crowd as fast as I could, bobbing and weaving around citizens going about their business until at last I caught up to her. She was Kaoru, no mistake. Sorry for surprising you, that is. Kaoru, do you remember me?
新選組の方たちと一緒にいた人ですよね。覚えて
May I ask you something?
何でしょう
I gulped. I knew I had to choose my words carefully when asking her. One of the Shinsengumi saw a girl who looked like me at the Sanjo Ohashi bridge a while ago. Could that have been you?
三条大橋は普通に通るところですけど、もし私がそこに行ったとして何か問題が終わり
Oh, I was embarrassed for asking her what seemed to be an irrelevant question, but her eyes thinned.
もしかしてあなたがお聞きになりたい夜にその場所へ行ったことがあるかどうか
How did she know it was during the night? Could it be? If it was an autumn night and you got it in the Shinsengumi's
も
Oh,
way?
しそうなら問題大ありだね君には死んでもらわなきゃならないから
Oh, Akita. I hadn't realized he caught up with me so quickly.
これは新選組の沖田さん いつぞやはどうもありがとうございました。
She bowed, but Okita didn't even seem to notice.
で、答えはどっちなのかな。心当たりはあるの？
Okita wore the same half smile he always did, but his body was as tight as a bowstring, ready to have his blade in hand at a moment's notice.
もらうなんて、そんな恐ろしいことおっしゃらないでくださいな。三条大橋なんて昼間は誰でも通るところではありませんか。それに夜なんて、あなたが雪村さんに顔が似ているというだけで私を疑うなんてひどいです。
She sadly looked down, and I rushed to shake my head. Of course, I understand. Sorry for asking something rude. I guess it really wasn't her, but I feel like it's her. Who knows? I felt embarrassed for even doubting her for a second, so I apologized.
甘いな。そんな簡単に疑いを解くなんて。もし犯人だとしても、自分から私がやりましたなんて言うわけないじゃない。彼女
Well,
を信じてあげようと思ったのはどうして？自分と似た顔をしてるから？それとも女の子だから？
I didn't have an answer. Kaoru then took one step back.
もう行っても構いませんか。用事がありますから。
Kaoru. She turned and ducked away, disappearing back into the crowd. Had I done the right thing, I wondered, in covering for her? I was pondering whether or not I should give chase again when I heard Okita begin to cough. He's going to die. Oh my goodness. Okita, are you okay? Okita? Stay back. As I stepped toward him, he drew out a hand and twisted his face upward to glare at me.
大丈夫。だから君はそこでじっとしていて。
And it was the sheer force of his personality that stopped me, not just his words. For a little while he coughed as if his lungs were gonna collapse. Eventually his coughing slowed, then began to subside. Yo, we need professional help? His cough finally ended and he wiped his sweat and looked up. Okita, is something wrong?
何が？
Like what? I mean, why don't we find somewhere to rest? You don't look too well.
顔色が悪いのは君を追いかけて走ってきたせいだよ。それに今は巡察の最中でしょ。休んでる暇なんてあるはずないじゃない。
But
もう大丈夫さ。落ち着いたから。さっきの人、カオルさんのことだけど、生殺事件のことを確かめたかった気持ちはよくわかる。大事。でもそれならなおのこと、一人で動くのは無謀だよ。もし彼女が敵で仲間が近くに隠れてたらどうするつもりだったの？君一人で対処できた？
well,
無用な心配だったって言い切れる？彼女が君をおびき寄せるつもりだったとしたら、この場所は人目にもつかないし、叫んでも声が届きにくい格好の襲撃場所だよ。
you're right. She hadn't tried to attack me, but Okita was right. Next time I might not be so lucky. I could have easily run right into a trap.
巡察に同行している以上、行動には注意してくれないと。君は役立たずの子供なんだってこと、少しは自覚したら。
I gripped my fist and looked down. Sorry. I felt bad causing him extra stress, so I apologized in his sight.
やれやれ、お説教なんて柄じゃないんだけどね。妙な遠慮はやめなよ。頼るべき時は頼れば君には散々迷惑かけられてるし、今さら何とも思わないけどね。
He let out a snort of laughter. That night, after everyone else had gone to bed, I lay awake thinking about what had happened. I couldn't forget what Okita had said. A useless kid. He was right. Compared to the captains, not even compared to the wicked Shinsengumi foot soldier, I was pathetic. Sigh. Oh, I had been lying there, staring at the ceiling. My actions today were no doubt reckless. I mean, if this happened a little while ago, I'm sure I would have been killed, no questions asked. The fact that I got away with just a lecture shows that they're starting to trust me a little more, but I couldn't go on like this. Tomorrow I start working harder. But no sooner had I closed my eyes. What the freak, man? What? There was a crash from the hallway outside my room. Outside? I rolled up and out of bed just as the door exploded into my room. Sitting in the hall was one of Shinsengumi's soldiers. Is something wrong? I called out to him despite being incredibly alert and guarded, but the soldier remained quiet. Did you need something? Oh, I squinted to get a clear picture. Just then his hair instantly turned white. Hey, girlfriend. His eyes were ominously red and he looked directly at me. It was one of the Furies. To top it off, he was completely mad. It's like the warrior I saw that one night in Kyoto. I had to call for help. I couldn't possibly face a deranged superhuman monster on my own. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so MC is in danger. We'll know what happened to her in the next gameplay. So goodbye, thank you for watching.